So now that I've had plenty of time to play the Battlefield 6 beta, I thought now was the best time to make the first video for my channel in literally 1 full year. After making that last video, which really spawned out of my lamentation of the poor state of FPS for the last several years, I essentially took the year off of playing FPS regularly. That is, until now. Battlefield 6 has thus far made me feel really excited for the genre again. It reminds me of how excited I was when Battlefield 3 came out. For the most part, this game feels like Battlefield again. It feels like a true AAA FPS, not just in budget or in name, but in experience. However, with as much praise I can heap on this game, I do think DICE is extremely close to spoiling what could be their first masterpiece in many years. I don't want to bog you down in this video discussing every little detail of what I like about the beta or any nitpicks that I have. I'm sure you've seen other videos by now praising the gunplay or the sound design or criticizing the shotguns or the map pool in the beta. I don't have anything unique to add there, and most of my feelings echo the common sentiments you'll find online, though I have to disagree about anyone saying this game feels like Call of Duty or that it's too fast. At least as long as you're playing the closed weapons playlist, but we'll get to that later. The topics I really want to discuss here are the broader design decisions DICE are making that are really endangering what they're building. DICE is doing some serious gymnastics to avoid a server browser. While I would say my experience so far has been largely what I expect from Battlefield, which is to say I'm getting matched with a great variety of teammates and opponents, making each match play differently and allowing me to play without it feeling so frustratingly competitive at all times, I would also say I'm getting the worst of Battlefield without a server browser. I think I've played Liberation Peak twice during this second weekend of the beta, which is insane because I'm playing several hours per day. I'm getting the vast majority of my matches on either Siege of Cairo or Empire State. And since I'm only playing the closed weapon playlist, I am also playing a lot of Breakthrough, and I've only played offense 3 or 4 times. I don't know what it is about DICE's matchmaking algorithm, but for whatever reason, just like Battlefield 2042, this game constantly puts you onto the same map over and over and over again. Since they're not doing persistent servers this time around, yet again, you can't just stay in the lobby to guarantee map rotation. You're automatically pushed back out into matchmaking. For now, DICE's solution to this has been to implement a custom search where you can select some filters to prioritize for matchmaking, but it's limited to the open selection version of the game modes only, and your filters are not guaranteed. It is an insanely frustrating experience, to the point that I more than once found myself stopping the game and just switching over to something single player. While I understand having more maps at full release will mitigate this somewhat, I still can't help but think back to 2042 and get nightmares about playing Manifest 4 straight times. My tinfoil hat reaction to all of this is that DICE is trying to move toward a curated experience similar to Call of Duty. While I don't think they would go to quite the extremes Activision has established as their norm, I do think DICE wants to take control away from the player in order to boost player time and engagement metrics, which would in turn increase microtransaction sales. Much like a casino that is deliberately designed to be a maze to navigate in an effort to influence people to gamble through sheer time spent walking through the casino floor. I may not have such a cynical take if the matchmaker did an excellent job of ensuring map variety, but DICE's insistence on matchmaking in the face of overwhelmingly negative feedback for years across 2042 and now Battlefield 6 tells me that this is likely a decision that has been made by someone at the executive level that is absolutely forcing the casual player, which is most players, to have a manipulated experience. And that leads me to another philosophical frustration I have with Battlefield 6 that I think really endangers its long-term success. DICE is full steam ahead on open weapon selection across all classes. I tried giving both closed and open weapons a try during my time with the beta, and to me, the superiority from a gameplay perspective of closed weapons, or classic classes as I prefer to think of it, is very obvious. Classic Classes plays into one of the biggest strengths of Battlefield compared to its competitors, which is being a very readable game. Something like Call of Duty enables players to build guns in ways that makes them perform incredibly differently to how you'd expect. Battlefield though, when you see an assault player, you know they're running an assault rifle or a carbine. An engineer likely has an SMG, a support player likely has an LMG, and a recon player likely has a sniper rifle. This gives you, as the player, a ton of agency about how you decide to approach engagements. Open weapons throws all of this out the window. Later when the game launches and the assault class has the deploy beacon, you can have an assault player running around with a sniper rifle, a shotgun, a spawn beacon, and an assault ladder, and you've essentially recreated the issues with specialists like McKay and Sundance in 2042, where you can never effectively design maps and game flows around the player having this kind of ability to navigate. The chaos of Battlefield goes out of control, and instead of having a hectic but controlled experience, the gameplay becomes a train wreck, a complete mess of abilities and weapons smashing together in ways that don't make sense, completely disrupting the flow of the game. DICE's commitment to this just feels so obvious. In the menus they call the newer open selection mode just Conquest, while the classic mode is called Locked Weapons Conquest. To a new player, they'll naturally think the one simply named Conquest is the way the game is meant to be played, while the other will sound like some spin-off mode with special rule sets. It's such a manipulative and disingenuous way to mutilate the player data. I imagine a month or so after the beta, we'll see some dev blog post about how the data shows overwhelmingly the player's preferred open weapons, and DICE will follow that data by launching the game with just that mode as the default, and classic classes will be limited to Portal only. It was especially shameless when week 2 of the beta started, and DICE put the closed weapons playlist last on the list of available modes, even behind the custom search tile. To me, like the matchmaking, I get the strong sense that the executives at DICE and EA are married to this design decision, thinking it will promote microtransaction sales. I'm sure they're afraid that people won't buy weapon cosmetics as often if they can't use those weapons regardless of the chosen class, which is probably true. But it's really saddening that it's not enough to create a massively successful game that will be a financial and critical success. It also needs to bleed the players dry repeatedly for as long as they deem viable. And this all circles me back around to how positive I feel about playing the game, because when I'm in the game, it's a great feeling. It's a true Battlefield experience, and it's nice to finally have this franchise land on their feet again. But I'm afraid that EA is going to shrink the ground under them anyway. So that does it for me with my thoughts on the beta from a broader perspective, but I want to hear from all of you. What have been your thoughts on the game if you've been trying it out? What do you think of open versus closed weapon classes? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you again. With that, leave a like or a dislike, and subscribe if you want to see more. I promise I won't take a year off this time. I'll leave the rest of the gameplay for my first match on Empire State here for anyone that's interested in seeing the game without commentary. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.
Hostiles now hold more objectives. Out. Be advised, objective Charlie is in enemy hands. Need help!
We've begun our assault on Charlie. Hostiles now hold objective Echo.
Charlie has been neutralized. Be advised, Delta's under attack.
The enemy has secured Charlie.
Fuck! Need a medic!
Our forces have neutralized Echo.
Okay, I
Hostile attack launched on Delta.
Hostiles still hold more objectives. Hostile forces have maintained control of the fight. We have Bravo under attack.
Be advised, the enemy has secured Charlie. Bravo has been neutralized.
Objective Charlie is in enemy hands. We have secured more objectives. Let's hold forces have neutralized objective Charlie.
Hostiles now hold objective Echo.
Objective Charlie has been secured. Delta has been neutralized. We've begun our assault on Echo. Enemy forces have control, but we're closing the gap.
Be advised, Charlie is under attack.
Here's some ammo for you!
Delta has been lost.
All call signs. Hostiles now hold more objectives. We are moving on objective Echo. The enemy has taken Delta. Objective Charlie is now under our control. Objective marked. We need your support in the attack.
We now control more objectives. Secure our defenses.
Be advised, we've lost control of objective Charlie.
Hostile forces are still ahead in the fight. Let's regroup.
We are moving on Delta. Be advised, hostiles attacking Bravo. We've neutralized Delta.
Move to attack the marked objective.
Objective Alpha is neutralized.
We have taken Delta. Be advised, hostiles attacking objective Delta. We now control more objectives. Secure our defenses. Our forces are hitting Delta. We've lost control of Objective Charlie. Enemy forces have taken Objective Charlie.